Welcome to my channel. Before I will start to color winter books, I decided to film current state of my winter books by T.Goodridge. I currently own 3 of them, so let's fix what I have for now, and then it will be fun to compare what I will be able to add to these books during winter months. I have Winter Wonderland, I have Enchanted Christmas and Christmas Charm, and here I have them according to my personal taste. This one is my favorite, this one is also lovely. Winter Wonderland, it's one of her yearly books and it's really nice, but I would say that it has too many black lines, it has more sketch style, and these two, they are more adapted for coloring. Christmas, Enchanted Christmas, very lovely, but I would say that it's slightly stylized as a children book with all those elves, fairies, so that's why Christmas Charm, where we have a lovely mix of all winter theme pictures, landscapes, interior designs, Santa car. So for me, this one currently is the best. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to color all my T.Goodridge winter books. So let's start from Winter Wonderland. I got it first, and for several years it was my main winter book. I still want to color many pictures here. And if recently I mostly color only with Prismacolor pencils in Teresa books, in this one I experimented. For example, here I did watercolor underpaint for the background, for the snow especially, for the wall, and then details I did with pencils. Also in this book I experimented with gouache, but still my favorite medium is Prismacolor pencils. And of course during the whole winter season I have on my table the jar of white paint to mask all the lines and to create more realistic snow. Here this one was done with gouache for the background everywhere, on the water, on the snow, on the sky, and I think that for such a beginner as I was when I did this one, it looks quite lovely. Maybe only pine trees suffered a little bit. This one I colored when I was inspired by colors of Thomas Kincaid winter pictures with all those lovely lavender, lilac, violet skies and similar shading on the snow, all those vibrant yellow reflections on the ice, on the water. So I think that I managed to copy some of the lovely ideas from Thomas Kincaid paintings. So when I had only one winter book, I wasn't too picky and I colored almost everything. Now I would say that maybe it's too busy in such areas like this one, and it slightly distorts attention from the main characters, but still they are very nice. I really want to do this one with Christmas shopping atmosphere. Here my favorite part is this Christmas tree. I really love how I decorated it with orange and purple Christmas ornaments. Looks quite lovely. Here I remember that I experimented with various blue and gray colors which I could use for shading on the snow, different colors to shade snow during evening or night time, and totally different colors for the daytime pictures. I remember that I was so scared to color this horse, but I think that everything looks quite lovely. I even decorated additionally the building here, but my favorite picture obviously is this one. I did it many years ago and I still think that it's very nice and that now I won't be able to do it better. I think that mostly I love it because of this warm atmosphere. Everything is highlighted, everything is glow with this warm yellow light, reflections on everything around the fireplace. And I do love the limited color palette here. Festive, but at the same time quite adult coloring, because many of my pictures, they are very colorful. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes, well, it looks slightly childish. Another one where I used together gouache to mask black lines and to add additional shadows. It was really fun to mix colors for the shading from the trees, from all those reflections on the snow. And I also experimented with various colors which I can add for the sky, because blue snow and blue sky, sometimes it could be simply boring. You can see that I add a lot of white paint, everything is covered with snow, all those branches, trees, and that's another one, complicated, challenging, but very interesting. Maybe one day I will do it. Here, I don't think that it was my best picture. I remember that I struggled a lot with this water. This one I love, simply because I love this idea of the old-fashioned trains and lovely, nice small train stations. Well, I think that it's all for this book, so we move. I hadn't decided yet which one I want to do for this year, and yes, my attention more caught by Enchanted Christmas and by Christmas Charm. When I first got Enchanted Christmas, I thought that, well, I don't like all those elves, fairies, they are not matching idea of Christmas, but you know, now I really enjoy them. Yes, of course, there are more simple pictures, that's why I said that this one is more stylized as book, maybe intended to color together with children, so pictures are slightly more simplified, but still they are lovely. I always love wreaths when T.Goodridge draws them. And pictures like this one, I think that they are perfect. Not very complicated, but well, very nice. Where is at least my first finished picture? Here. Apart from the background, which maybe I complicated a little bit with this attempt to do kind of bouquet, I think that it's lovely. There were a lot of birds and maybe they are slightly lost, but the idea of this birdhouse with nice decoration, with nice garland, that's what attracted me, that's why I decided to do it. Maybe with simple indifferent blue background it would be better, but at least I managed to do the cardinal bird. I always struggle how to make them realistic, fluffy. I think that here it looks nice. Next one, which I consider one of the best, I love everything here. How I did this composition, especially these two layers of the bow, this wooden background, I think that it looks very realistic, and in the same time it creates very nice background for all these vibrant colors which we have in the middle, and of course shading on the skate. I think that both steel and leather part, they look quite nice. Yeah, it wasn't very easy for me to find colors, so the skate still look white but with shading, so I'm proud of this one, honestly. You know that I usually color in T.Goodridge books with Prismacolors. I discovered that I totally can't color in Creative Heaven books using polychromos. At least I tried to use them for a couple of T.Goodridge landscapes and I didn't like it at all. But this one was made with Chinese pencils, Sucolor Black Barrel, and I loved them on this paper, quite nice. So maybe I will do 1 or 2 pictures using also my less professional cheap brands, because they work on this paper quite well and they have nice variety of green colors, which is important when you color compositions where you have those evergreen leaves, those pine tree needles, so you need a lot of greens. I think that it's lovely. I even had some fun adding pearl to her wings. I want to do all of these pictures. I hope that I will have enough time, and even such pictures which previously I considered very childish, now I think that they are lovely. Maybe I just want to mask those stars. That's the only element which I dislike. All those flags, garlands and tree, I think that they are quite nice. Well, what else I have here? I have this unicorn. Also, maybe not exactly Christmas theme, the unicorn, but I think that it looks quite magical, like an illustration from fairy tale. I do love how I did this Christmas tree, and especially this light halo around the castle. I think again that it looks magical and nice. Maybe exactly from this book which the girl is reading. I'm not ready yet to do the underwater Christmas. Maybe I will do it during one of the mermaid colorings. It's another one of my favorites. First, it has a lot of lovely presents, and I love how I did all these wooden works on the shelves, on the window. I would say that it looks quite three-dimensional, and also a lovely landscape behind the window. So this one I do love. Here I experimented with neo colors. So interesting color palette, and I plan to do a couple of Christmas pictures using unusual colors. Not only red, green and gold, but Christmas with pastel colors. It also could be quite nice and elegant. So idea is good. Those fairies, well, not exactly my favorite picture. This one I did 1 year during Christmas in July. I do love Christmas in July idea when you are slightly tired of all those flowers, summer pictures. Sometimes it's quite fun to remember about pictures with Santa, and this one was perfect. Something from summer and something from Christmas. And my recent picture is this one. Very simple, but it really helped me to start feeling the Christmas spirit and Christmas inspiration. Where is the page with Christmas? Well, it looks like I missed something. No, I checked. I had shown you everything in the previous book, so we are moving to Christmas charm. A lovely mix of such outdoor Christmas pictures. This one I really want to do this year. Maybe some pictures, they look similar from one book to another, but I don't mind, especially when I color them only in December. You do such page and in a year you are almost forgotten how you did. So I can color another door without any problems, and I'm never bored to do pictures by T.Goodridge. I love this winter atmosphere. I tried to add a lot of white paint on all my pictures, so there is fallen snow together with huge, beautiful, elegant snowflakes created by Teresa. I love all those Christmas buildings, Christmas shops, and of course a lot of beautiful Christmas trees. She always draw very beautiful Christmas trees. Here we have this evening. The only bothering element here is this star. I don't know, maybe I would prefer this picture without this element simply, but the rest, it was fun to color. Another Christmas village. I tried to think carefully how to decorate each building, and again from time to time I added yellow reflections if we have lanterns or shiny Christmas trees. So apart from winter atmosphere, we also have a lot of these warm highlights everywhere, and it creates magic fantasy festive atmosphere. I especially love the church. This toy village, very simple but lovely. I think that this one I did last year, and yes, again it was quite instructive. Apart from a lot of fun, it was also instructive because here you can see several color palettes for the wood. More reddish, more brown, more yellow-brown. So Prismacolors, they helped me to create such interesting textures, and I hope that this horse, it had quite a lovely Christmas. Still I have pictures with cardinals to practice. Another one which I always loved, mostly because of the contrast. Quite rich, even dark colors inside. Very traditional Christmas palette, green, red, gold, and these curtains, they create kind of border between inner and outer world. Here we have quite frozen atmosphere, but still quite festive. I decorated this Christmas tree and I added a little bit of yellow glow everywhere. Lovely, and I consider it one of the best. Pictures with skates, everything about figure skating, it's my favorites, so I have another rest. Here, from the beginning, I was bothered by the stars. I don't like how Teresa draws them. For me, they are too big and distracting, so they were the last element, and I already did those skates. It was my personal challenge to use totally different colors from the skates which I just demonstrated you a minute ago, those elf skates, where I mostly used shades of lavender and blue to shade. This one have more beige colors, but I think that they still look lovely, and I worked on this steel so it would look shiny. In the end, I did those stars as invisible as possible, so I don't think that it ruined the atmosphere. This one I tried to do with polychromasis. I remember that I did just one wall and I told myself enough. I just can't do it and I just don't enjoy it. Return please to your Prismacolors or something similar, because even Sucolor, even Arteza pencils, they work better on this paper. It's another one which I really love because of the color palette, because of the contrast between this candlelight and colors of the background. I think that very three-dimensional, so again it's a page where I can honestly say that I'm proud of myself. This one is nice, nothing special, but again I love to experiment doing different colors for the bricks, different colors for the windows, even when I color similar pictures like toys shop or gift shop in the same book. I really want to do this one. Again, a winter village, again church. I really love those stained glass windows which Teresa adds. I think that it creates magical atmosphere. It was fun to decorate all the Christmas trees. I tried to think about perspective, so those buildings which are far from this highlighted central square, they have slightly darker shading, less intense colors, and everything here is very festive and vibrant. Do I have? Yes, I think that I have something else. This one I did with Arteza, also quite pleasant experience. Lovely green colors in Arteza set for pine trees, so I can totally recommend them for creative heaven books. This one I did for the challenge of Christmas carolers. I think that we colored together something about Christmas carols, and the most fun thing was that there were another characters in this area, but I masked them with gouache and white paint, so picture would look less busy. And final one, again red door, again a lot of those vibrant red colors, but I think that they really create a nice atmosphere. So with this one, I hope that I managed to inspire you to do something in Teresa books, and I also inspired myself to add at least 2 or 3 new pictures during this Christmas season to these lovely books. Thank you for watching and have a nice Christmas inspiration.